Nietzsche once said, "The philosopher's product is his life." To that I reply, not just philosophers, sir. A farmer leaves neat fields for generations, inspiring more farmers. Each tree in the orchard, a legacy. Every tree I cut alters the landscape permanently, a testament to my existence and my attempt to use our planet wisely. Every tree I plant brings new life to generations upon generations of beast, from mice to deer to humans. This is my product, and my life was fundamental to producing it. When we moved to this house in December of 2016, we knew there was a lot to learn about the house and its inner workings, the 20 acres of land with 526 feet of Bay of Fundy shoreline, and what bounties it might offer. A big part of the appeal of the place was the parcel of land. As a forager, hunter, gardener, farmer, and mycologist, a tiny city lot somewhere just seemed horrifying. Since that brutally cold December that we spent figuring out how the house worked, we've unraveled the secrets this homestead had tucked away. Among these gifts, an orchard. Hidden away below towering spruce trees, its soil acidic and shallow, and carpeted with footfall-dampening moss. The cool shaded wood, with little brush in the understory, hides at least 8 ancient apple trees, clinging to life like only an extremely climatologically adapted rootstock can. They're spaced out in lines, long forgotten by the never-ceasing march of time. The spruce trees that now shade them stand far taller, in some cases over 50 feet, their perpetually lush branches stealing more and more of the sun over the years. Now dormant, fading, and returning to earth, they're about to be granted new life. When I first noticed the trees, I asked myself, was this an orchard? I let that seed sit in the fertile grounds of my mind for a while. This year, I finally acquired the tools I need to allow that seed to germinate. It is an orchard, or it could be. Inspired by the prospect of bringing new life to my land, and potential for delicious rewards, I began planning how I, by myself, and in the small amount of time that I can offer, could restore this orchard to its former glory. It begins with carefully removing the sun-stealing spruce and opening the orchard up to the sun again. The wood is being bucked and collected to dry for firewood for next year, since we have a wood stove and it'll help keep us warm in the winter. The brush and limbs are being piled for burning, the ashy aftermath to be spread about as a way to bring the acidic soil into balance. Come spring, the area will see more light than it has in decades and will burst with new life. Grasses, nitrogen fixers, increased animal traffic, which will introduce more fertilizer, are all part of the restoration process. The hard work doesn't end there, though. I will begin annual pruning and provide rigorous chicken manure fertilizings annually. Each year, with our cautious budget, we'll purchase a new tree or two of varieties we love. From these, we'll propagate new trees, as well as graft its scions to the hardy trees now receiving attention. New branches of russet, Gravenstein, Cortland, and Jonah Gold will bear an array of colors from ancient roots through tongue and groove grafting. Small new trees will grow and be fertilized and pruned correctly year after year. This is what happens when a seed is allowed to take hold. Real change can take place. Not every idea blooms into a fruit-bearing tree, but if only a tiny percent do, I am proud. If we could all give ourselves the freedom to allow hopeful seeds to germinate in our minds, we can avert the disaster we're hurtling towards. Left versus right, rich versus poor, man versus woman versus everyone else in between, race, ethnicity, and immigration. So many issues divide us as a species, and we let these divides grow by clinging to our convictions. We surround ourselves with like-minded people and ideas, never giving the seeds of other ideas in. The irony? Ideology, gender, race, wealth, none of these things matter to our planet. We're one human species. And if we can start abandoning our useless convictions, we might finally realize that. Harmonious living with our planet and taking stewardship of the land around us is the only way we're going to survive as a species. So I work with the land around me, using my arms, my legs, and my energy. In this way, paid for with only sweat equity, I will receive an infinite return on investment for the rest of my life and well beyond. The land will always remember my deeds and will linger to remember them long beyond me or anyone I know. Someday, someone will take possession of that land again. They'll see a few trees in rows, shaded by towering spruce, and, like a spark igniting the tinder below a fire of place log, think, was this an orchard?